take care of your family, do different things. So as long as they, like we do, I know I've done it, as long as you dot your I's and cross your T's, you figure, I'm good. So you know how you get to a point where you go, they asked me to do this, I did that, so I'm in. So approval of me. You know how sometimes you do everything for everybody else because you just want to be liked by everybody. So you really don't have time to do it, but you'll do it anyway, just so they'll say, I tell you what, Anthony's always there for me. Might not be there for God, but you may be there for everybody else. You know, I tell you what, Anthony's always here. We don't have to worry about Keith. Keith gonna be here every service. He gonna be on time. You don't have to worry about him. That boy, I tell you, that boy gonna be here even when we don't have to be. Do extra time. So Keith feels good because, see, they see me as I'm diligent, I'm faithful, I'm there for you. God shows up, and God says, I need you to do this over here. Okay, wait, let me see how this lines up with the things that everybody likes that I do. I don't know, God. If I do this, I might not be there for them on this one. Then they might not like me. Then they might talk about it. They may be mad. God's like, okay, let me repeat this. I need you to do this over here. See, okay, now, Abraham is our example. See, we know the scripture in Genesis 12. Get thee out from thy brother and thy kindred, and go to a place where I'll show you. And I'm going to make you a blessing. I'm going to bless them that bless you. Them that curse you, I'm going to curse them. In you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So we read that, like, that's sweet what he did with Abraham. Oh, we'll go back to the history. Abraham wasn't going, great, let's go. Abraham was like, hold on a second now, I'm going to take care of my dad. He getting on. That's the rule. I got to take care of my dad. You know, look, yeah, I got Jewish bylaws right here, guy. Then he says, yeah, but I'm looking out for my brother's son, my brother. So I got to look out for my brother's son. And then my family depends on me. They don't make decisions without me. See, he was a celebrity in his own family. He was there for everybody. God said, okay, I'm going to repeat what I asked you to do. I need you to get out from your kindred because you've been put on this earth for a purpose. That was your preparation, but now it's time for you to move into purpose. He says, so I'm placing this mantle of chosenness on you. You're chosen now. You're not just called, you're chosen. And for you to embrace this mantle, now you're not no longer under the compliance and under the approval of man. You're under the approval of me. So now, your checkoff list should be the things that please me. So just as you felt that you were getting your thirst quenched by everything that they were saying he was doing, you're shifting over to me. They might not like it, but I'm going to love. Oh, same situation with Elijah. Elijah comes and drops the mantle of chosenness on him. He goes, man, I got to go back, because it says when he came, he was tending the ox. What was he doing? He was taking care of family. So he said, man, I got to go back and take care of my family. He says, what do I have to do with you? What he was saying was, do you realize the man just fell on you? First of all, I ain't trying to give up my spot anyway. He says, man, he's behind the illusion. Almost like, I can see Elijah, E-L-I-J-A-H, going back to God, like, about the man, man, he ain't want it. He's still trying to go back with his family. He want to be cool. He cool if his family has approval from him. He don't need your approval, so I can stay in the position, right? I'm good, all right? Since he don't want it. You see what I'm saying? So in both cases, they will be pulled out of familiar. They will be pulled out of their comfort zone. They were actually now having to walk as heirs. They will have to live the heirs as leaders. They can no longer be just followers and compliance. Now what God says was the approval. Not what man says. Another example, you got the prophet. Prophet comes in town, young prophet. Comes in town, and God said, okay, go into town. Tell them what I want you to tell them, and then leave town. And with the left and with the right, don't stop eating with nobody. God told him that. Goes into town, does what he has to do. The king says, hey, man, you hang out, eat with us, man, we'll give you a nice meal. He said, no, God told me. Don't go to the left, don't go to the right, don't stop eating with nobody. So then he runs into an older prophet. Prophet says, oh, he said, I heard already, he's in town, man, do anything. He says, that mean you're going to stop this up here? He said, no, God told me not to stop, go to the left, go to the right, do anything. He said, listen, man, I talked to an angel today. He said, what angel? He said, I talked to an angel today. The angel told me you can stay in the house. So he's the protocol. He's thinking protocol. Young prophets are protocol. Go to prophet. He said he talked to an angel. The way I was taught based on protocol, I'm going to listen to him. He goes, sits, eats with them, walks out the house. Lion takes him out. People come and say, hey, prophet, remember the young dude that came in with prophesying to the king? A lion is they sitting over this dude, they'll destroy him. He said, yeah, because he knows listen to God. That's right. You see the difference is like when you cross into the heirs life, your under tutors and governors until a point in time. When you cross into that time, you have to hear from God. But see, if you don't do what my wife says, you won't hear from God because you don't have a relationship with him. You haven't spent no time with him. So you don't even know his voice. So when God tells you to do something, you can't be obedient to him because you're trying to dot your I's and cross your T's. You're trying to still be compliant. You're trying to do something that you know you can control. You're trying to walk by faith, you're trying to walk by sight. Because walk by sight hurt a little bit. You gotta stay sanctified to make sure you hear his voice. You don't want to do that. I can work this thing myself. I can control the outcome myself. To me, that's easier than trying to even hear from God. I heard from him yesterday, but then now I gotta stay all sanctified to hear from him again tomorrow. Why even go through all that when I can just do based on what I can see? I can just measure things based on what I can see and more like that. Oh, so you don't want to live the air life. You don't want to be fulfilled. You want some temporary successes along the way. You want to make excuses for being less than. You want to make excuses for just my little corner over here. And, this is the corner God gave me, so this is the corner I'm going. But the scripture says be fruitful and multiply. I talked about the heirs life as a life of production yesterday. He said be fruitful and multiply. You're not fruitful and multiply if you're suppressing that seed. Produce. The scripture says you produce fruit, John 15. That fruit is purged. It says that you produce much fruit. So that's the Bible. So we're attached to Christ. Why would he limit your production? What game is that? Well, see, we want to. I got these ministers, these couple folk over here. And, I'm really a mentor to them. And, I really believe I'm changing their life, because they were out the street, now they work at McDonald's. So I'm doing good over here. And so purpose is calling, but I'm like, I just can't. These people, once they get themselves together, I'll be over there. Come on, y'all. I know it's difficult, I know it's hard, but the scripture says, be confident in everything that he is going to work in you before. So he says he'll work in you to will do his good pleasure. Could God just get the vessel that he designed to use to impact lives? Is that possible? Is it possible? Can we really start living out the heirs life? Christ died for us. I talked about it yesterday. When Easter comes around, we're so confident in quoting, he's risen. Okay, are you? Jesus is alive. Are you? Because he died so that you might. So are we representing the value that he afforded us? That's my pet peeve. Like, I believe Jesus is alive. We got that? Everybody can agree. Jesus is alive. For what? Jesus died on the cross. For what? For us to be joint heirs. What does that mean? Are we living them? Are we valuing his death and his resurrection? Because our lives are showing how we represent it. Or are we just smudging it in his face? I don't know when you have the cross, because I'm good right here. Nobody said you get on the cross for me. You should have asked me before you got up there. I told you it's okay. So again, are we living that Heirs life that he died for? So you don't have to spend all your time quoting scriptures and talking about Christ and all that. All you do is live the life. People will see Christ off of you. That's that. At least take a step. Set a target. You know, you ain't gonna walk on the water in one day, but we should be always trying to go closer and closer to Christ. Get to a point where the Lord is not inaccessible, unless you know what I need you. He should be essential. I can't live without you.